Great day on this rainy Tuesday. It is raining cats and dogs out here. So, y'all, I turned 40 years old. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know why it was such a. Well, first of all, I had a really great birthday. I was actually celebrating before I turned 40. And I'm going to tell you something. Out of all my birthdays or out of all of the years that I've turned, I don't know why. Like I woke up feeling great on my 40th. I feel really good at 40. And I'm really blessed too. And I just thank God for that. So so what did I do on my 40th? Y'all, so my next door neighbors, right? They've been teasing me. They've been teasing me. And I know you like, Mona, what do you mean? Everybody getting new asphalt put down in their driveways and things like that. And I'm like, everybody got the black tops going on. And so my neighbor across the street the neighbor on the left side of me got theirs done. Then the neighbor across the street got theirs done. I'm riding through the neighborhood like everybody got new driveways going on. What's going on? And I'm like, Lord, I'm like, Father, I want a new driveway too. Like I want a new blacktop. I want a nice surface. So I woke up. This was the day before like 2 days before my birthday. My next door neighbor, he came out, and he's an older guy. Like he got to be like in his 70s. He came out, and I saw I'm like, oh, he putting down his own asphalt. He got the buckets out there. I could see he's sealing up some cracks and stuff. And I'm like, that doesn't look hard. So of course I asked God for a really smooth driveway, and I took my hightail. I said, for my birthday, I'm going to Lowe's. So the day after my birthday, or was it on my birthday? I don't know. But the day after my birthday, I went to Lowe's and I got me these 3 buckets of asphalt for my driveway. Y'all, let me tell y'all some real stuff. For 40 years old, I still got it. I don't care what anybody say. I felt like I was down south in 1800s, in the 1700s, like 1800s, working the railroads. Do you hear me? I was sweating so hard messing around with some asphalt and tar. And I was like, Father, because I looked at the YouTube video of how to put down this asphalt to kind of make your driveway look smooth, and how you got to smooth it out. I said, how hard can it be? How hard can it be? Y'all, when I tell you I was calling on my Father, I was like, Father, I need your help. I need you to make a pattern for me to smooth these lines out, because I was just splashing it all over the place, and it doesn't look as simple as it is when you put down that daggone the buckets of asphalt. When I tell you, it was literally like 100 degrees out there, and I knew I gotta finish this. You cannot start a project like this and don't finish it. And I know my next door neighbors was like, I know this lady is not out here putting some asphalt down. I will honestly say some things are meant for men to do, but I'm gonna tell you something. God heard my cry, because I was like, Father, could you please take the wheel? I need you to show me. And it turned out perfect. My entire driveway done. But I'm gonna tell you some real stuff. When I finished, I have, out of all of the yard work that I have ever done, and I've done some yard work, like I got a huge yard. I have I have fixed fences, dig ditches, pruned, pulled up freaking stumps. I've even took out the daggone chainsaw and cut some daggone big, huge branches up and hauled it away with my little flyer. That was the hardest yard work I've ever done. I don't know, because you constantly sweeping and trying to make sure, and you lifting these heavy buckets up. It was the hardest, and I'm trying to tell you something. That was nothing but God that was working through me, because uh, I just turned 40. But anywho, that's what I got for my birthday. A really nice, smooth driveway. So I was really happy when I woke up. I was really refreshed. I feel like this is a new chapter in my life. I feel like you can't tell me nothing. You can only teach me if it's facts, but you can't tell me anything. You can call me Madam, Mademoiselle, Mrs., Ma'am. I deserve those. I'm 40. I'm grown. I mean, I've been grown last year and the year before, but now I'm 40. I got that rank. I got that ah. So yes, I turned 40 years old, and this 40-year-old was out there messing around with some daggone asphalt, and my body was stiff as a board. When I tell you, when I finished, my arms, I'm like, I know I lost weight doing that. I know I did. But anywho, thank y'all. 40 feels absolutely wonderful. It really does. And I've always said that I want all my years. And some people say that, when they hit 40, they were like, oh my gosh, I'm almost 10 years from 50. Good. Because there's a lot of people who died young. They died in their 30s. They died in their 20s. Heck, they didn't even make it past their teens. And here I am, 40. I'm glad that I'm one of the Mohicans that remember what common sense was. You know what I mean? Common sense is. I'm glad I was raised in the era where I remember two parents in the household. Get it? When certain things you did out here was a shameful thing to do. I'm glad I'm a part of that crew. So, um, I think out of all of my birthdays, this was one of my favorites, because I just feel like I'm on a whole nother chapter now. I got 10 years to be in my 40s, a whole year to be 40. So I'm just, and a lot of my sisters and them was like, you want to go out? What you want to do? And I'm like, I got the whole year to celebrate being 40. I'm good with all this crazy stuff going on. I'm good. But I did decide to get out there and do that driveway. And I ain't gonna lie, I thank God for um, pushing me through. But I sat and I had to think about that. I was like, I got nephews now. I'm gonna put a CB out on everybody and be like, if I ever changed your diaper, babysat you, showed up for your school events, threw parties and stuff, was there in your life, you need to come over here and do this yard work. But anywho, I can't complain. I was out there, but I did learn like certain things, Mona. You just gonna have to get the professionals to do it. Not to knock that I got it done, because I'm really happy, but that was my birthday gift. And that was some asphalt. I literally did my driveway, and I'm really proud of it too. I'm really proud of it. I used my hands, and I was out there like, he oh. God, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, Father, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was like, Jesus. I was like, Father, please, Lord. And I can hear him saying, just pull it down towards you, Ramona. Pull it. And I'm like, okay. But anywho, yeah, I turned 40 years old. And 40 feels absolutely fabulous. My body don't feel old or anything like that. I can honestly say that I'm in shape. I'm I'm pretty much in shape. I'm still in a size 6. I can fluctuate from a 6 to a 4, but I go jogging, swimming, running, sit-ups from time to time, running after a 7-year-old. So, I mean, the average 40-year-old nowadays, she's not like she used to be like back in the day, you know. So, I remember my god sister was like, I'm trying to figure out what is a 40-year-old supposed to look like. I don't know, but anywho, it feels good to be 40. It feels good. Um, Certain things I just don't. I'm not gonna say as soon as I hear 40, then all of a sudden it was like this. But I realize at this age, certain things I don't feel like listening to, entertaining. So I just be like, I'm not looking at that, I'm not entertaining that. That's not gonna mess up my world today. And other things, I'm just like, you know what? I'll deal with it tomorrow. But I'm truly blessed to be 40 years old. I'm so blessed to be 40 years old. And I thank God and I pray for more years to come because, again, I know people that did not make it to 40. I know people that died young. And then you got women. I don't know any women that feel I don't know any women that feel any type of way now that they're 40. I know women that just turned 50 and they look great. They're in the prime of their life and they're having fun. And so I'm just really glad that I got good family and friends, uh, a loving daughter, and I'm just so grateful to be alive. And I got me a new smooth driveway. I was out that thing like I know my next door neighbor was like, well, I'll be darned. Hun, she's out there doing her driveway now. 'Cause I was looking at him. You know how you try to look at people, but you're not looking at people? And I'm like, oh, so that's how you do that. Wait a minute. He didn't get the professional people to come in and do the blacktop. He doing it himself. I'm like, okay, I see him. He filling up the cracks with the stuff. He let that settle. Oh, and all he did was do that. Oh, that don't look hard at all. Then I went on YouTube and I was like, I can do this. I can do this. Man, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Whew, that was the hardest yard work I've ever done. It was hard. It was hard. I mean, literally, I needed God to help me. It was harder than that time I had to flip the furniture up the steps. It was harder than that. Remember when I had to flip that dresser up there? I was moving my furniture, and of course I didn't have no manpower. And I'm like, "But God, how am I going to get this furniture up the steps?" And the Father said to me, "Flip it, flip it." So I flipped it from one step and then pushed it to the other, and I got all the way up to that step, and I was like, "Oh." God was just like pushing me on. I was like, oh, and I made it. But this one right here, I was literally like, Father, I need your help. I need your help with this. This was hard. And I don't know if it's because, no, it's definitely because that heat was like, it had to be like 95 degrees out there. But I did it. I did it. I did it. I'm proud of that daggone smooth driveway, that smooth black top. Now when I come home, I'll be like, mine, I have a smooth driveway too. Not that my other one was, not that it was real bumpy. It's just that you saw everybody else getting fresh tops put on there. And I'm like, look at this. I did mine too. And I put my little 3 buckets in the front of the driveway. God God is good, y'all. He is so good. His mercy endures forever. So what have I learned out of all these years? Well. At 40, what are the things that I have learned over the years? Where do I start? I learned I don't deal with, at 40, the things that I used to do, I can look back and be like, oh, that was so like small. Peer pressure. Don't deal with it. Anyone try to get you and you're not gonna go to you're not gonna come. Well, sorry, can't make it. Won't be able to make it. I learned not to deal with that. I learned that you can be kind to others and just accept the fact that some people are just not going to be kind to you. Just love them. You can pray for them and go. I learned not to get involved in certain things that don't got nothing to do with you. And don't always try to save people, because sometimes God could be teaching them a lesson and you intervening. Meaning it's going to work out whether you are in the midst or not. Because sometimes we like to hurry up and be a hero and get involved in certain stuff. Nope. Sometimes it's good to pray and go. I learned that certain people that was in your past, leave them there in the past. Okay, and move forward. I learned you gotta pick and choose what you gonna look at. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. My daggone windows fogging up because it's raining out here. I learned that certain things. What was I saying? Oh goodness, I done lost my train of thought. Oh, I learned that certain things you gotta pick and choose what you gonna look at. You got to decide, even if you're not in the best of mood, or how you want your day to be. And I'm not saying that you're not going to come across certain things, but you got to wake up and you got to say to yourself, you know what, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, regardless of how messed up the roads look right now. um I learned too at 40 that we are literally all just shadows, for real. We are all shadows. Like, when I look back at the years 30 years ago, when I look back at, shoot, when I was 35 years ago, it was a whole nother world. And it goes very quick. So I understand when my dad would say that it was just yesterday, he was just younger. Um, I look at my friends' children, and I look at my own child, and I'm in awe of how fast they grew, which means if they're growing fast, you're getting up there fast too. So I learned to appreciate the moments, like, with my family, with my friends, and just thank God for the good times. And even some of the things that you went through, even the worst times too, because you understand how good the good times are, because you've been there when you went through the worst times. What else did I learn? I learned that if don't worry too much about the job. Don't worry at all, because at the end of the day, that too will come to an end. You'll either be you'll either get a new job, or the job will be replaced or no longer even existing. I've seen buildings be built up and I've seen them be torn down. So it's just a whole lot. But I've also learned too that some of the same things over and over again can get really boring. And I know you like, Mona, what do you mean? I think a lot of people are so full of thrill, happiness, and things that really satisfy them. And if you're doing the same thing over and over, then it just becomes so, who wants to do that? I mean, haven't we done that so many times? I also learned to just be grateful for what you have and start where you're at, to plant, to grow, to mend, to sow. You know what I'm saying? Just start where you're at right now. Um, so, those are some of the things that I learned. But one thing I could truly now, I don't know why I feel this way, but I feel like I'm not going to say I have arrived. I am 40 now. Young whippersnapper, young grasshopper, youngins. Remind you of that movie, Oklahoma, when that old granny was like, "You doggone youngins," you know. And I'm really grateful to be 40. I am so grateful to be 40. It's a really awesome feeling. I didn't wake up with arthritis, although after doing that daggone driveway, I was stiff as a board. I mean, I was just like, my brain was like, what was you thinking, girl? Even when you was in your 20s, you was never doing stuff like this. I'm like, oh. I just had to finish it through. I just had to finish it through. But yeah, so I'm really grateful. I'm like, dang, I'm 40. Like I'm 40. Like I'm 40 for real. I'm sorry, I'm 40. Yeah, I know when my sister, she turned, my younger sister, when she turned 38, I called her to say happy birthday. She was like, she was just crying. I'm like, why are you crying? I don't know why. I just feel so sad. Shoot, when I hit for, I mean, I woke up with a smile on my face. I just feel like I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. Come on now, you see me coming. I'm so grateful. I mean, I can't complain. God has been good to me. I am learning and I'm learning patience, and God has been so good to me. And I have a loving daughter. She said, "Mommy, lay down and relax." And I'm like, "Thanks, sweets. But mommy got to do this, that, and the third." Well, I'm and that little girl, she keeps me on my toes. She be like, "I'm going with you too." It's like my little role baby. She'd be like, I'm like, "Come on, get your shoes on. Let's get out of here and let's go have some fun." I'm like, "What do you want to do today? Want to go roller skating?" And this is one thing I really want to do with my daughter. What I want to take her on, because everybody else is scared. I would like to go on a hot air balloon ride with my daughter. I think my mother will probably be down. My grandmother has a little bit of adventure in her. But my friends, I told my brother, he was like, sis, I ain't gonna be able to do that. I'm like, for real, hot air balloon? What's wrong with a hot air balloon? Huh? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? So yes, I'm 40. So going on to this new chapter in my life. Going on to this new chapter. There's some things that I learned. Another thing too that I learned: you were born in this world by yourself, and you're gonna leave out of this world by yourself. I've seen it with my own eyes, going to these funerals. I've seen it. Another thing I learned is that if a person doesn't love you, pray for them, wish them well, and let it go. Let it go. So now where I'm at is, when I got married, I was 29. Was I 29? I was 29 years old when I got married. So that was in my basically my last of the 20s. And then in my 30s is when I had Symphony. And, I went through all of this crazy stuff, with my divorce and all of this other stuff. And God sent me on this voyage of marriage. And I've really learned a whole bunch about that. And I really learned to trust God. And now in my 40s, I just feel like I get it. I understand it. And I am looking forward to the new adventure in my life. Now I know that there's things that are coming, but there are so many things that we still need to be happy about, and so much joy that God has given us in a day that we still need to celebrate. And so I felt really good at 40. Like I feel like, what? I'm 40. I'm 40. What are you talking about? I'm 40. What can you tell me I'm 40? Not saying that when you hit 40 you can't learn nothing. But y'all get what I'm saying. It's a whole nother level. Um and I love it. I do. I do. I do. I don't care. I love it. I love it. So anyway, so that's what I did for my birthday. And thank you for wishing me a happy birthday. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day today. If there's anything that you do today, one thing I would say is do not stress. Do not worry about tomorrow, what you would eat, what you would wear. Just deal with today. That's all you can do is just deal with today. If somebody did you wrong, forgive them and move forward. Find something fun to do. Something that's satisfying in a positive way. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day today.